Okay, so what are we going to talk now about? Am I going to run out of topics soon? I don't think so. So the next one here, the next topic here I'm going to talk is speed. Woo! Speed. Ladies and gentlemen, speed. Remember I quoted you the book by Bill Gates, Business at the Speed of Thought? Well, everything in life happens with speed. If speed isn't there, there is no strength behind, there's no force behind. Imagine a karate fighter kind of fighting like this. It wouldn't matter how big his punch possibly could be. He would have been punched 100 times by the other guy and basically would be dead or shot or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't work. On top of it, as you very well know, we have no force, pushing. If you push against it like this, there's no force. But if you go, there is force. I just kill something. All right. Anyway. Yeah. So that should be everything about it. You're going to realize speed is important. What do you think why they claim first to the market with your product? And even though that's overrated, because many, many companies, they did not come first to the market, but then took over. But nevertheless, there is always something to it to be, for instance, seen first and last as a marketing piece. So what do you think what sending many, many, many repetitive marketing pieces to people has to do with? Your speed, your ability to actually go and be speedy with your marketing. To sending out a marketing piece every day is called speed. Also, what do you think why the internet and the email and that stuff is so loved and actually makes so many billions of dollars for so many people? Because with the speed. A child can go and take a cell phone, don't have one on me, and take a picture of be it a rainbow or be it a riot or be it whatever it is, a bridge falling down or, and upload that picture to YouTube or to a television channel. Within a minute, the whole world can see it. And sometimes does. Some videos with the speed of light, one person telling another person, and of course, large internet websites or whatever you call them, picking it up and then putting it up in channels where millions of people see it. And all of a sudden, sometimes within hours, a particular video gets watched 1 million of times. That is speed of light. That is the speed with which we communicate today. You need to work on that. The speed with which we learn something, the speed with which you implement a marketing program. Let's say this. I'm talking to here for 3, 4, 5 hours to you, and I'm going to give you some very, very basic data. If you then sit on it for a week, a month, a year, what will happen? Nothing. How many weeks, a lifetime do you have to waste something? Let me tell you something. The difference to a very high degree, there are many other differences, but the difference to a high degree between people like Bill Gates, between people like Jack Welch, the CEO or the ex-CEO of General Electric, and I think he was a CEO for almost 20 years, unbelievable, successful and long. Anyway, the difference between all those people and between you and me is speed. And if there is people out there who are much less successful than even you and me, it is that they are even slower at speed. They want to sit at information, think and see and let's see and wait and let's look at it. Some people might even teach the philosophy or believe the philosophy that to be patient, to wait, things come to you. Oh, I agree. Things come to the one who waits. But only the things left over by the guy who hustles. Yeah, only the things left over by the speedy, you might say. So basically, usually not the stuff you want. Speed is important. No more to say about it. You know, you got to operate with a huge amount of speed. Your ideas got to be implemented tomorrow. Don't worry so much about whether your idea will work out. I have news for you. More than half of your ideas, maybe even 3/4 of your ideas, never will work out. They never will. The biggest, most successful people in the world, such as Jack Welch, such as Bill Gates, such as the chief marketing guy of Coca-Cola. Look at the presidents we are having. They will tell you, they wrote it in books. Maybe not the presidents, they usually don't do that. But the business people, they will clearly and beautifully admit that 3/4 of the idea they are having and pursue do not work out. Wow. If the most successful people can have so many ideas which don't work out, what about you and me? So, boils down back. Implement a lot of ideas. If you want 10 ideas to work out, go and implement 50 or whatever. So if you only implement 6 ideas, you know, because you're slow to move and to think and to evaluate, nothing will happen. No, because most of them will be wrong. There's just nothing you can do about it. In fact, it's probably a whole different topic and having little to do with speed alone. The fact that people who try to only do things which they before think and want to know that they will 100% work out, those people are just simply not doing anything, which again has to do with speed, because that means they're slow in moving. The reason people like Babe Ruth, you know, the world's best known baseball player, the reason he had the most hits, meaning home runs, and he also had the most strikeouts. Wow, how can a person have the most hits and the most strikeouts? Because he never tried to play safe. He always was there pitching. He didn't say, I'm sick today, I'm drunk today, I'm all those things, and he was all of that stuff apparently all the time. He just went out there and said, I'm going to hit it there, and then he hit. And he missed more often than the rest of the people, but he also hit home run more often than the rest of the people. And that means he hit often, and that means he was speedy. Are you with me on that? This is important, ladies and gentlemen, again. And I might not have told you that ever throughout this series. I tell you many times that something is important. And when I tell you that something is important, what I mean by it is, I may tell you this is the most important thing, but I also would like to point out to you that the most important things in life, in anything in life, is always the part which is missing. I can ask people what's the most important part in a car, and I always get dozens of answers, from the engine to the driver to the key to the gasoline to the wheels to the brakes to all kinds of things. Well, they're all important. I once was stuck with my car at a snowstorm because the windshield wiper stopped working. And if you have ever driven in a snowstorm or like down in Bombay in the monsoon, you know that you don't drive without that windshield wiper working. Thus, in that moment, the windshield wiper was the most important part in the car. And that's just how it is. The part which is broken or missing will be the most important part in your life. So no matter how good you are at things, if you're not speedy, if you're not acting, and if you're worried about things working out, most of the time they won't. You know, people who do stockbrokers, or they do new IPs, new companies forming, initial, whatever you call that stuff, when a new company gets founded. You know, the people who found for that money, they will tell you, only 1 in 10 makes money. 1 in 10. Another 1 or 2 in 10, they may not lose any money, and on 8 or so, they lose money. Wow. But that 1 in 10 which makes money is where they make all the money. So again, do not try to play it safe, because it doesn't work in life. Be speedy with your decision. Be speedy with everything you do. And on the communication in marketing, we're going to look at, as you will see down the road, at speedy marketing. Unbelievable speedy marketing and huge quantity of marketing. Okay, that's it for the speed.